Hi friends, Sir Aaron here from Urban Spirituality. I am here presenting to you today the Neurological Enhancement Training Model for Social Justice Advocacy. This model is a model of advocacy that can be used in the mental health setting, in higher education, student development, in various areas. So I hope that you find this presentation of value. If you will have any questions, this is a very brief presentation and we don't go into much detail in regards to the model. So feel free to reach out to us and get your questions answered. Like always, I hope this video finds you in a peaceful place. Good vibes and enjoy. This will be a brief presentation of the Neurological Enhancement Training for Trauma-Informed Social Justice Advocacy. Due to the brevity of this presentation, please contact us with any questions you may have. The objectives lead in this presentation is as follows. Provide a brief introduction to the Neurological Enhancement Training, discuss brain processes which are building blocks of the NET model, and discuss trauma-informed social justice advocacy. The Neurological Enhancement Training for Social Justice Advocacy integrates three areas of study: historical trauma, identity and attachment, and neurological development. When integrating historical trauma into the NET framework, we are concerned with how individuals, families, and organizations experience historical trauma. For this model, we define historical trauma as behavioral adaptations influenced by trauma associated with a legacy of oppression. Regarding identity and attachment, we are interested in how historical trauma influenced the way individuals, families, and organizations conform to cultural rituals that governs their system. And lastly, when considering neurological development, we are interested in increasing our understanding of how has historical trauma and attachment to cultural rituals influenced the perceptual processing systems of the brain and shape human behavior, which then in turn shapes the way organizations are organized. Regarding the brain, our focus is pulled towards three areas of the brain: the brain stem, limbic system, and middle prefrontal cortex. The prefrontal cortex is our rational or our thinking brain. The middle prefrontal cortex is critical in developing compassion, empathy, curiosity, and openness. The limbic system is our primal brain, and its purpose is to assist us in our inherent desire to survive. This is where most of our advocacy work is focused. Lastly, the brainstem is the regulator of our basic functions. This includes breathing and our heart rate. The brainstem has also been referenced as a sensation gateway, which integrates sensations felt in other parts of the body into the brain's perception systems. So far, we have provided an overview of the NET model, increased our understanding of the middle prefrontal cortex, limbic system, and brainstem. We will now introduce trauma-informed social justice advocacy. Trauma-informed social justice advocacy is not only concerned with what is wrong with a person or group of individuals, but also concerned with what has happened to them to cause the problem. Approaching the problem from a stance of what is wrong, for instance, what is wrong with racist people, may activate the person's limbic system and brainstem, and in turn trigger historical trauma, which over time widens the divide amongst differences. However, approaching the problem from a stance of what has happened, for instance, what has happened to cause them to be racist, causes us to approach the problem led by curiosity, openness, and acceptance, and it also provides us an opportunity to connect across differences. Now that we have provided an overview of the NET model, neurological development, and trauma-informed social justice advocacy, let's see how these three areas may shape interpersonal interactions across differences. When both individuals approach a problem from what is wrong, they are relating limbically, where the need for survival might overpower higher-order thinking and functioning, and the ability to connect across differences are restrained. We refer to this interaction as a fused, conflictual, or an enmeshed interaction. When one individual holds the stance of what is wrong while the other what has happened, then this results in a limbic to neurocortex interaction, where the individual who is asking what has happened is relating to the other from their mid-prefrontal cortex, and the other is relating limbically. We refer to this as a complementary relationship where their interactions complement each other. This is where most of our work as trauma-informed social justice advocates is done. Our goal is to stay in relationship with those who are limbically driven around social issues so that we can develop a deeper understanding of their experiences and worldviews. By understanding their perceptions, we can develop interventions that may result in lasting social change. The last type of interaction is where both individuals are asking what has happened. In this interaction, both individuals are activating their middle prefrontal cortex and connecting across differences. Interactions that are governed by both individuals' middle prefrontal cortex has the potential to provide space for empathy, intimacy, vulnerability, and compassion to grow. In conclusion of this brief presentation, I will discuss the NET Protocol and Assessment, which is a tool aimed to assist in developing interventions that are trauma-informed and aligned with social justice principles. This will only be a brief overview of the assessment tool. For more information on how you can be trained on how to utilize this tool, please contact us for more information. The NET approaches the problem from a place of curiosity and openness and seek to understand the interactional patterns that are governed by historical trauma. The NET assesses and enhances the neurological perceptual processing systems of the brain that promotes resiliency. The NET also aids in the coordination of services. And lastly, the NET assists in constructing brain-based interventions that promote self-care, healing, unity, and optimal mental health. In summary, we have discussed the NET model's approach to social justice advocacy, spoke to the interactional components of the model, and lastly, provided an overview of the NET protocol and assessment tool. For more information, visit our website at www.urbanspirituality.org. Well, that was the presentation. I hope you all found it of value and use. If you are interested in becoming a trainer or a facilitator of the Neurological Enhancement Training for Social Justice Advocacy, feel free to contact us at the information provided below. I hope you're doing well, and blessings, and have an awesome rest of your day. This will be a brief presentation of the Neurological Enhancement Training for Trauma-Informed Social Justice Advocacy. Due to the brevity of this presentation, please contact us with any questions you may have. The objectives lead in this presentation is as follows. Provide a brief introduction to the Neurological Enhancement Training, discuss brain processes which are building blocks of the NET model, and discuss trauma-informed social justice advocacy. The Neurological Enhancement Training for Social Justice Advocacy integrates 3 areas of study: historical trauma, identity and attachment, and neurological development. When integrating historical trauma into the NET framework, we are concerned with how individuals, families, and organizations experience historical trauma. For this model, we define historical trauma as behavioral adaptations influenced by trauma associated with a legacy of oppression.